China is a family member deceased bloomer while it comes to the planet of area research. But fair 15 year following it at first shipped an cosmonaut in orbital, China has been the at first nation to effectively Earth a robot space vehicle on the far party of the Luna. And in the following many decades it plans not just to construct a new area plant, but as well a basis on the Luna and hold missions to Mars. Importantly, Xi Jinping, the nation's largest strong lead with President Mao, has deserted his supporting over the area vision, and in it billions in invest. China country print, meantime, include throw the area vision as one move in the way to domestic rejuvenating. So why are CEO Xi and China so acute to do their mark in area, and which does it indicate for the otherwise of the planet? On to Professor Keith Hayward, a comrade of the UK's King aviation community. China is creature managed by the identical motivations as the US, Russia and other. At first, consumer demand of the war, out of that would not include had part the cash departure to other, as a nice way to sha away. Thou could say how the is the area silky way, it demonstrates China is a strength to be reckoned in, Professor Hayward notes. Tertiary, so far unused asset that include the capacity to do who finds them rich. The disembarkation of Chang'e 4 in January 2019 appears to sit cozily during the other class, help differentiate China as a strength to be reckoned in, both of globally and local. It is thing how is really nice to include made, says Professor Hayward. It says, we may not include put a man on the Luna but we are cute hell shut to it. It as well sends signals out to their neighbors, it is a nice way of show gentle force, in a slight bit of difficult. China himself has been outdoor on the importance of area research in regulation of growing its permanent on the planet phase. Moon research is a reflect of a nation's inclusive domestic force, Professor Ouyang Ziwan, one of the nation's top scientists, said China's formal paper Human Beings is Every Day Behind in 2006. It is considerable for increase our world image and growing our human beings as unity. But it is not the image that is potential to be of anxiety to countries love the U.S. Defect President Mike Pence opened plans for a U.S. area strength in August 2018, proverb it was necessary since ours adversaries include converted area in a warfare fighting domain already. At the period, it was interpreted as a bounce at both of Russia and China. Yet, in spite China's newest successful and next plans, Professor Hayward doesn't appear to believe the U.S. as necessary to be concerned. This U.S. is yet a large, big waster, not definitely via NASA this U.S. area agent, but via the Pentagon, he told. I cannot see China creature capable to matchstick how standard of conducting. So will China's preliminary worry about some countries quite to reason them to regulate their next plans? Hardly, says Professor Hayward. It is hard to answer rapidly, your behavior there in several really length period plans. Which's more than, St. Bernard Foing, execution CEO of the Europe Area Agents World Moon Research Work Team, marked how any preliminary was nice for the broad planet. China has shown a large preliminary and a will to cooperate in world partners, he told. Down there is one nation it cannot cooperate in, yet. U.S. resist espionage law restricts NASA of work bilaterally in China's citizens out of courier permit of convention. It has as well been offered how, in spite emerging to aim to act capture up in the U.S. and Russia, China potential doesn't type himself as creature in a racing in nobody. Down there are lot beginnings of China myth this in China's area research program. To the Magpie Axel, China's switch Sputnik. There's several backdrop over the names. Chang'e, declared Chang'e-R, China's moon sensor is mentioned following the Luna Queen and one of the largest famous figures in China myth. She was a nice youthful female marital to a renowned bowman, Hou Yi, who controlled to win an immortal poison. He solved not to get it as it was just quite for a, giver it to Chang'e for storage. But one day a undergraduate of Hou Yi tested to rob the poison. Incapable to destruction him, Chang'e drank the poison and floated to the Luna, wherever she yet lives. Hou Yi was broken-hearted, and each year while the Luna was at its fullest, he would lay out her favorite meal in homage to her, an yearly heritage through China always with Nephrite Bunny. China's Luna Wanderer is mentioned following Chang'e's just partner on the Luna Magpie Axel. China's Switch Sputnik conducted its behalf of the history of a queen's child who waterfall in loving in a impoverished farmer brush. They get marital and ultimately include family. But while the queen finds of, she's angry, and banishes them to various sides of the dairy path. Since disappointed for the mourning pair, magpies solve how one day a year, they would shape a axle to communicate the two lovers. The day is famous each year in China, their own release of Valentine's date. Yet, of year, area research is not fair on policy play game. Down there are as well true research objectives to the Chang'e 4 mission statement. Dr. Robert Massey of the King Astronomic Community sharpened of. In regulation of the scientific, in addition land we as well requirement to aware our brothers and sisters love the Luna, its descent and evolutionary and later of how we can aware on our land, he told. And later down there was the extensive capacity for asset, several of that could resolve humane beings power consumer demand for about 10,000 year at low. Earning them behind, yet, remnant a problem, but one that China will search to resolve. Chang'e 5 and 6 are specimen back missions, supplying moon fate and ground to laboratories on land.